Fear is not butterflies. Butterflies is when the adrenals release adrenaline into the system. When you don't have control over your adrenals and they're not balanced, one is fire and one is ice. Just like the kidneys, one is fire and one is ice. That's why people say you can lose a kidney, give a kidney. No, it's a perfect balance. You can't give any of this stuff up. Your body's perfect. But let me digress here as far as fear. Fear is internal resistance. Any internal resistance you have is fear, because resistance is indicative of something being against you. Whenever you're against anything or feel against anything, that is when your body is not in alignment with the universal will. Whenever that occurs, you have resistance somewhere in the body because you're not in alignment. So the internal resistance creates external resistance, and then you always have this conflict. But that's what fear is. Fear is internal resistance. People don't even know how to navigate fear because we're working around biological problems like, adrenal fatigue. So the adrenal fatigue causes you to just release adrenaline all crazily, and your food is all getting bound up because it's not being processed right, because your body is going from parasympathetic to sympathetic nervous system. It's shifting. The blood is shifting from organs to tissue. So when that happens, when adrenaline gets released, that's what happens. So your brain shifts, your thoughts shift. If your adrenals are not regulated and controlled, sarsaparilla is a great herb for regulating the adrenals. When they're not in alignment, everything is off. You can't process food right. You're in the fight and flight mentality all day. Your blood is in your tissue instead of in your organs, so you starve. It's just the spine in the brain is the sperm, and the egg is the flesh and the bone. So when you are constantly having blood in your tissue, you're constantly devoting blood to the feminine, to the 3D, the more dense, and you're gaining more water. She's water. This is perfect explanation. No one can escape this. I mean, you're going from having organs that are in perfect harmony, and you're breathing like from your diaphragm like a baby would. That's how you come into the world, to your blood being totally in the tissue. And so your mind goes there because the body is the mind in 3D. So your thoughts are going there to where, okay, if it's in the tissue, then now I'm being more carnal. Carnal means flesh, your tissue. So you're being shallow. Anything that makes your breathing shallow makes you shallow. So you got to know that. You got to know that when you get tired, your body, the first thing it wants is air. The next best thing is water. That's dense air, basically. Dense atmosphere. That's what water is. But water is emotion. Water erodes the earth. The water will erode your minerals in your body, and that makes you hungry. So then you have to eat. Then you eat, and then it stimulates you because you're not eating nourishment, most likely, most people. So now you have to work out because you're in this compensation game where you're like, I got to work this many hours. I'm frustrating my heart this way because I'm working a job I don't want. So now I got to do a mechanical exorcism and do a self-induced fever and work out. So now I'm going back and forth with that. And he who, clings to his work will create nothing that endures. Anybody that constantly has to work out isn't healthy. You're constantly compensating. You should reach a state of balance, a state of serenity where you are complete. You should feel that. You shouldn't be constantly working out. Again, like trying to reach my potential, trying to find, you're going to bump into infinity? Really? You think you're going to do that? Bump into some infinity because you have brutal strength or whatever it is? Like, it's all about what you want to trade. It's all about your trading, whatever is best for your path or your evolution, we should say. So, people are going to do what they want to do, and it is what it is. But adrenal fatigue is the main problem here as far as fear goes. Regulate them adrenals.